Have you ever woken up around 3 or 4 at night and had a hard time falling asleep? And then that started happening to you every single night? And you got into a really weird pattern and wondered, why is this going on? Why am I waking up every night? One possible reason could be low blood sugar. If your blood sugar is really dipping, then you get a spike of adrenaline to keep you alive, and that can be waking you up at that time and making it harder to fall back asleep. How do you figure out if this is the case? There's a couple ways of going about this, and I'll take you through them, and they require various different amounts of money and commitment, but kind of the more expensive ones will give you a more precise knowing that that is actually the case, and then we'll talk about what can you do about this. The first one that you could do is you could get prescribed for you a continuous glucose monitor. That's something you put on your arm and it sticks basically a little probe inside you. You can't feel it at all. When I was wearing one, I didn't even realize that it had broken the skin. I didn't know what was going on. I thought somehow it was able to tell through my skin what my blood glucose was. And I was so surprised when I took it off at the end that there was a little hole in my skin. There was like a little bit of dried blood around it. And so that is able to sync to your phone, and it's constantly testing what your blood glucose levels are. It's great for understanding how things, in your diet or in your exercise or the amount of stress you're exposed to, how all this stuff is affecting your blood sugar levels. And one thing it can show is your blood sugar getting too low at night and causing you to wake up at 3 or 4 a.m. Another way you could do this is when you do wake up at that time of night, you can have right next to your bed, ready to go, a blood glucose test kit. One of the kinds where you just have to prick your finger, take that tiny little sample of blood, and you can see what your blood sugar levels are at that time. And then the last method, and this actually gets just a little bit towards a little bit of a solution as well, is that you can try about 30 minutes before you go to sleep, you have either 2 kiwis or 1 or 2 teaspoons of honey. And this should be just what you need to keep your blood sugar balanced enough during the night not to wake up at that time. So if you try that and then you find, oh, look at this, I'm not waking up in the middle of the night anymore at that time, there's a good chance that it was indeed a blood sugar issue, and that having this small amount of naturally occurring sugars in the form of honey or kiwi right before going to bed could be just that little bit that you need to help balance things out. Now, of course, you also ideally want to build the rest of your life in such a way that your blood sugar is always very balanced. You're not having this, roller coaster of ups and downs. But that is going to be a conversation for another video. If you guys have enjoyed this, please let me know down in the comments and leave a like below. And if you are somebody that wakes up, what time do you wake up at night? And have you found anything else that has helped you? I'm curious to know what your experience has been like, and if you've tried taking honey or taking 2 kiwis in the evening and seen some benefits from that. Let us know in the comments below. I'm sure there's a lot of people reading this who are very curious to know if that has worked for some of you people watching. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you guys all again next time.